speaker today, Megan White.
So if I'm standing far enough away from you, is that, we're good? Are we good between you and Deborah? Okay. Gosh, can you see me over there? I'm just checking the Zoom part, you know. I've left 3 pieces of paper at each table because I knew we weren't doing more than 3 people at a table. That's about the recycling center. You probably know Keep McAlester Beautiful as Pride McAlester, and we did change names. We've been working on that for a while. So our name change is not new. We're just making it more lined up with who we are. We are affiliates of Keep Oklahoma Beautiful and Keep America Beautiful. And everybody understands those groups and understands that better exactly what we do. We don't own the recycling center. We definitely promote recycling, and we're really glad to have it back open. Really glad. I'm just thrilled because at every phone call I had, 98% of every phone call for those months that it was down was about when's the recycling center open up. So we are pleased about that. These are brand new flyers to let you know what's being taken there now, and if you have other items, what to do with them. There are other places to take other things. But that's not exactly what I want to talk about today. I want you to take that with you and share that if you want. I have more. Contact me and I can get you as many of those as you need to share them around town. What I want to talk about actually is contamination in our recycling. Because I suspect if you recycle, you are trying to do your dead level best to be good at it, to do what's good for, you know, the earth, the environment, the, you know, all the things. But we're missing and we're making mistakes. And frankly, that's probably why in fact, it's been proven why the Asian countries have stopped taking ours. You probably heard last year, the year before this year's stuff, that China was no longer taking our plastics to deal with, to do things, or any of our recycling from America. They just said no. And the number one reason, contamination. In countries like that, they are required by law to recycle correctly. And they're told how to do it, and then if they don't, they get fined. Now, we have trouble with math. Can you imagine if someone said you will recycle and you will do it right, or you will get fined? I don't even know what would happen at that point. But let me just at least suggest how to do recycling correctly. If you're going to bother, you want your product to be recycled. You want it to go to the right place, make something new, and go on with our lives feeling good and strong if we took our stuff over to the recycling center. The first thing that I think a lot of folks might do is what we call wish cycling. And you may have heard me speak about that before, wish cycling. I really wish that our recycling center took styrofoam. So I'm going to take styrofoam over there until they take it and use it. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did. And that's the whole idea of wish cycling. If I wish it will happen, then it's going to happen. It doesn't. But you will note on that paper, there is a place you can take your styrofoam. That and I'm not talking about all kinds of styrofoam. Let me clarify. Styrofoam peanuts, if you bag it up, you know, stuff that you got packed in, or the packing that came around the television, you can use all that. They can recycle that. Where we often go wrong is food grade anything. If you drank out of it or ate out of it, it can't be recycled. Everything except for plastic bottles. I think that's true. Plastic bottles, your water bottles, your pop bottles, things like that are okay. But the plate you're eating on, or the to-go clamshell thing, I don't care how good you wash it. And here's why. You might actually get it clean enough to be recycled. But recycling centers across America and the MRFs, the machinery that moves them, and the people that work at those locations are trained to recognize that's a to-go box, that's got to go. So they're not going to spend the time, nor do they have the time to check and see whether you cleaned it to perfect specs. They're not going to sniff it. They're not going to do all that any more than your pizza box. Pizza boxes are, people say, well, the lid, how about if I just tear the lid off? Okay, well, and that may be clean. But if it says pizza on the lid, the guys and the gals at recycling centers are going to toss those. And they may end up having to toss things that are around it if your product leaked. You can find milk containers all the time at our recycling center that no one has just rinsed out. Just rinse out the milk. If you don't rinse it out, they can't reuse it. So you're wasting your time. And you might as well just make it easy on yourself and throw it away in the trash if that's going to happen. Because not only do you lose that product, you might lose products near it. So the things like that, anything of your styrofoam cannot be taken to McAlester Recycling. It'll be thrown away, and you're taking the time of the one person we have now. Unfortunately, the Cowboys have not been able, and I don't know when they'll be able to come back. So we have one city employee doing all the work right now. He's keeping up. So far, things are good. The holidays may really tax him. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll help him out a little bit. But mainly, if you don't have contamination, that would really help him out. It would. People ask all the time, do I put the lid back on my bottle? Yes. Put your lid back on the bottle. I don't care if you squash it down or not, put your lid back on and go ahead and take care of it. Now, the newest thing that's being asked at this recycling center at McAlester Recycling is that we bag all of our products. I would encourage you to not use your Walmart or your Lowe's or your plastic bags of any sort of that nature. Use a trash bag and go ahead and fill it up with all your bottles. Separate them. Separate your bottles from your aluminum, from your paper, from all that. Separate bags, and do it right. Rinse everything that you can. Even if your water bottle, that's fine. Now, here's another thing I do. In my office, especially if I'm drinking out of a pop bottle and it's got a little bit left, I don't really have a sink in my office, and I'm lazy, so I don't want to get up and wander all the way around to the bathroom. So I'll go get a fresh bottle of water, because I need to be drinking that anyway. Pour just enough in, swish it out, either trash can the water if it's a little bit, or use my plant, preferably, which I'm fortunately killing, but because I don't water it enough. Or drink the residue. It's just my residue, so it's okay. And I rinsed it out then. You don't have to rinse your water bottle out unless you put some enhancer in it. I do that every once in a while too. But rinse them out if you can. I'm trying to think. Tin cans. We used to take tin cans. Your green bean can, soup can, we used to take those. I don't remember what happened. Probably we lost the supplier. If someone's not buying it or taking it from us, we can't take it at the recycling center. So people either didn't get the message or didn't want the message. That's another form of wish cycling. Well, I wish you still did, so I'm going to send them over there anyway. And again, you're taking the time of the one employee, or if it gets past him, someone down the line has to take the time to pick those things out. And they tend to pick it with a large hand, so all the things around it go away too. Are there things about the recycling center that I can help you know? I know we've taught you, from the list, and you probably know what McAlester takes. But is there anything you're curious about where we send our products, why we don't take this, that, who does? Yes, sir.
Could you walk us through the plastic bottle recycling from the time that we deposit in your system?
How long plastic stays put before it becomes another product? That I don't entirely know. I know that our products, a lot of ours is picked up by the Choctaw Nation Recycling, and they send it on. Obviously, my favorite version is the writing pens. I like that. But they're now, I've seen in stores in town, there are jeans that have that plastic bottle recycling in them, the plastic bottle usage. I don't know how, in tennis shoes and in blue jeans that you can purchase in town. But how long the turnaround is, I'm not sure. An aluminum can is about 60 days, and every bit of it is usable. Some time ago, we got in the habit of taking the tabs off, and some folks were collecting just the tabs, and that's great. There's nothing wrong. There's recycling that. But we got in our head that, well, we don't recycle the can, and I'm not sure how that happened. But the can is still good, whether you crush it or not. It will be back on the shelf in 60 days. And glass is about the same too. Unfortunately, we don't take glass right now, but here's what I can tell you can do, and I've done myself, is load it up and take it to Okmulgee. Get the name right. Okmulgee has the glass company that we use to send ours to. And the only reason is simply because we have the one employee. So it's hard to do all the things. I contacted DuBlock, and if you look it up, if you look up glass company in Okmulgee, it'll get you there and the address. And you can take it yourself. They have an outside container that you can just put it in. They're not going to buy it, but if you have, I don't know, if you have a Corona 4-month supply of adult beverage containers, you know, you can take them all up there and still feel good. I mean, we pass through Okmulgee all the time going to other places, so it's not that hard.
Colors?
Don't even have to. They don't even care. They have a container out there. Just put them all in there. If you want to take your bin back, what you brought it in, that's fine. If you want to sack them and put them in there, that's fine too. Either way. Which reminded me, let me back up. The plastic bags that you get at the Blue store and the other store and all the stores that you get the plastic bags, they are recyclable. If you'll note the list, put them all back in the bag. Come on, you know you have a bag of bags. If you don't have a bag of bags, I don't know you. You know, if you get tired of the bag of bags, you've got too many, take them out to Walmart, take them out to Lowe's. Either place will take them from you. Neil had good ones. Anybody else with recycling questions? Or questions about what Keep McAlester Beautiful does?
Y'all have any projects coming up?
We have 2 this month we're going to do. I was going to wait and see if anyone had something first. On the 12th, we're actually going to be cleaning the bike lanes on 9th Street. Because one of our volunteers, one of our people said, gosh, he wasn't a biker himself, but he said, it looks dangerous. There's often grass clippings or just some gravel or general dirt from the road or sometimes some litter, because I've been watching 9th Street really careful since then. And it just stays a little bit dirty. We do have a street cleaner and they get around to stuff, but there's only a couple places that have bike lanes in McAlester, so we could help on that. And the street sweeper can go work another section of town or something. So on the 12th at 9 a.m., we're going to get out. We're going to use corn brooms and dust bins, and we're going to put on vests because it is such a busy street. So we don't want to take anyone under 18 just because 9th Street, it's busy. So let's be careful that way. So we'll have our reflective vests and we'll be out there sweeping the bike lanes, maybe even use a leaf blower to just put grass clippings back where they belong. If you could remember to do that. I know. But grass clippings back in your lawn is actually good for the lawn, as I've been told. Now, I'm not a gardener. I killed a succulent recently, so I just can't manage it. But they tell me that the grass clippings belong on your lawn, not just for keeping the street clean, but because it's good for mulching into your own lawn. So we're going to do that on the 12th, and that's just making an hour. We'll social distance. If you bring your whole family, there's like 900 of you, right? So, you know, yes, you're bubbled. So you get to work your area. You know, the next person, you bring a partner, bring someone that's in your social distance group that you can work with, because we're going to keep our distance. Admittedly, it was complicated for a while. I too was struggling with, I don't want to expose anyone to something. I don't want someone to get out there and not distance like they're supposed to, but we got to keep moving. We got to do things. Also, the 26th, the reason I had to fly and come back, we have a program called Fresh Paint Days that Keep Oklahoma Beautiful. It's a grant. We get paint from them, and they deliver this all on 1 day or 2 days across the state, that they go around and take care of all this. So today was our day. They were supposed to be in McAlester at the parking lot at Walmart parking at about 2:15. Okay, I can get everything done. And then I find out they are 2 hours ahead of schedule. So guess when they got here? 12:15. So I said, Deborah, they're here. I bet I can get over there and back before we need to be done with everything. So I have 10 gallons of paint in 2 5-gallon containers in the back of my vehicle. What we're doing with that on the 26th of September is painting actually the backside of, well, the building that I have an office in at 119 East Choctaw, the old Reed and Royce building, or if you're old enough, the old Hunts building. I'm not looking. But if we're painting the back of that, it's been hit by some graffiti vandals. I would say graffiti artists, but I'm not sure that's the same thing. And we're going to paint that. And what we'd like to do then, after we paint it and have a nice clean palette, is we want to take some, what's the word I'm looking for? Send me your show off, your resume, if you will. If you're an artist, show me what you can do. And we'll find some folks to actually put some nice murals in the back of that building. There is one there. We're not going to paint over Kendra's work. She has the angel wings, and those are great. Those are going to stay. But next to it has been hit by vandals. And then you could actually go on up if we have some artists that want to work from the top down. We'll see what we can find for them. So 2 projects this month. And then we don't have to be the artist. We're just going to use a roller and get a clean palette on there on the 26th. It's not going to take a lot of people, but we can do it in stages, and we can certainly spread out a little bit with our rollers to paint that building. Hopefully in October, we're going to try to bring back our item that we normally do in March. If we get to the 1st of October, is painting fire hydrants, which is really fun. It doesn't take a lot of effort, doesn't take a lot of expertise at all. You just kind of slap that stuff on, but we can paint some fire hydrants. We check with the city fire department, of course. We talk with Chief Brewer. We find out, make sure we have the correct colors, because I learned that in this job, is that there's actually specific colors, and it has to do with water pressure. So when a fire truck rolls up, they know the correct color. When I was little and lived here in McAlester, one time the fire hydrants were painted, like dogs and giraffes, and I remember that, and people would like that to happen again. But fire department, those belong to the fire department, if you will, of the city, of course. But they needed to say water pressure, and that's what we'll do. But it's a fun project. Get out there with the latex gloves and quick paint brushes, and doesn't take much at all. Any other questions about Keep McAlester Beautiful or recycling?
I do.
Yes, sir.
I have a comment or a suggestion.
Yes.
You came up with a lot of good information that was refreshing, that I remembered or I forgot. Why isn't some of this put in the paper like a tidbit for recycling?
Say again, sir?
You have people that's going to your facility and you're saying they don't know that this can't be used
Correct.
and the proper method. Well, without telling the people on a regular basis, tips for the day or tip for the week for recycling, I think you're missing the boat.
Well, there's a sign that's bigger than me. It's actually there at the entrance of the, and it has a list. And it's written in pretty large letters, you would think, but that wouldn't be hard. But you're right. I do want to circulate that everywhere that I can, get it on all the locations. So if you have a place that people come in and out and you want to have more of those, I will happily print all those for you that I can.
Newspaper. The tip for the day.
We will. Well, I don't know if they'll use it as a tip for the day, but I'm happily share on the newspapers. Quite friendly with us, and on the radio. I'll put it there too. Yes, sir.
Not recently, but some time ago, I took a number of cardboard boxes over to the Oak Avenue Recycling.
Mm-hmm.
And the bin was like, everything was up front, all the empty room was in the back of the bin. It looked like no one had been, cleaning this out on a regular basis, so what's the answer?
Well, right now, our guy is keeping it clean.
Okay.
The city guy is keeping, and especially the cardboard, because it is one of the biggest ones and the most frequented spot, because we all do a bit of shopping. He's keeping it clean. So, there are occasions, there are occasions if you put them flat, like I did yesterday, you can kind of sail them to the back, because I wanted to make sure that nothing was going to get wet. If I managed to get it over there without getting it wet, I wanted it to stay good. So I was sailing it toward the back. Feel free to push it as far back as you can. Hopefully it won't be too stuffed, but I don't know about the holidays. It can get that way.
You said something about lids on the plastic bottles.
Yeah.
I missed that. Do you not want the lids back on? Or?
Go ahead and put them on. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter. It's another piece of plastic that can be recycled. So go ahead and squash it down or squish it, or just leave it be and put your lid back on. Yeah. Put it on. I mean, if you have a bottle that doesn't have a lid, it's still usable. Don't feel like that won't happen. It can be used as well. Well, thank you for those of you who do recycle. And anytime you want to do a volunteer job, if us Lions decided we wanted to do a project that nobody else is doing, if there's some way I can outfit you, because often I have access to paints and rollers and brushes and all kinds of outfits like that. I have pickers for trash. I have trash bags, vests to keep you safe if you're going to be out on the road, to try to help you be safe. Although, our Lion safety vests are pretty darn good, I have to say. But if we can help you, if you have a project to clean, as I say, we have a project to clean, let me know and we can see if we can help you out as well. Thank you.
Thank you.